Hi guys! Today I have something special prepared, as we will be looking at the American staple, the T29 Tier 7 heavy tank. This is a tank that's amongst the favorites for many players, and I did too plan it from the start to keep it if it really did hold up to all the hype, and my god, it really did. The T29 has now a guaranteed spot in my garage, and it already gave me so many great games that it was really hard to choose the gameplay footage for this video from the many good ones I recorded. Speaking about the actual gameplay, as usual, if you would like to skip ahead, you will find the timestamps in the description below. Now continuing with the review, what's the T29 actually about? Well, as you are probably aware, it's all about going hull down and using your excellent turret and great gun to kick ass. If you position yourself well, this machine will tear up pretty much everything up to Tier 8 and even hold up against Tier 9s with careful play. At the same time, you have to keep in mind that although it is ridiculously strong when played hull down, if you mess it up, you can and will go down really quickly, but more of that when we will look at the armor values. Let's start looking at the gun first. The top gun of the T29 is the 105mm T5E1, which is the first gun on the American heavy line that will feel like a true heavy tank gun, with good penetration and decent damage. I remember back when I got this gun unlocked, I literally had to giggle after every shot, it just felt so good. It naturally has its drawbacks as well, of course, and as you will see in comparison, a lot of the figures are not that impressive when you put it next to the other top guns of its tier. And yet, it just feels right on this tank, it works. Looking at the exact details, we see that it does not follow the characteristics of any other nationality, but instead it's a category of its own. The Germans are all about penetration with a good rate of fire. The Russians are focusing on high alpha damage, sacrificing penetration and rate of fire, and the British have a fast-firing, low-penetration, low-damage gun. And then there is the T29's gun, which has really solid penetration at 198mm on average, combined with a really good average alpha damage of 320. The main drawback is the rate of fire that's the slowest of all the heavy tanks in its tier, with only 4.38 rounds per minute, and that equals to a reload time of 13.7 seconds. Now this also means that the T29 has by far the lowest DPM amongst all its counterparts. The accuracy is not the best either, with only 0.42 meters. It's not as bad as the Russian guns, but shots will go still wide regularly. Aiming time on the other hand is the fastest with 2.3 seconds, and that's a good value. So you see, the numbers on paper are not necessarily encouraging, but it all doesn't matter because it's still extremely enjoyable to fire this gun. Just don't forget to move back into cover in between. There is absolutely no reason why you should be out in the open while waiting for your long reload. Next up, we will have a look at the protection. This tank has one of the lowest hit points in its tier, with only 1150 combined with a not that impressive sounding hull armor of 102mm in the front and a scary 76mm on the side and an abysmal 51mm in the back. So side and rear are really squishy as hell, and you definitely have to watch out for lights and mediums trying to flank you. Otherwise, your mighty heavy tank will be a smoking pile of rubble really quickly. Regarding the front of the hull, it is actually very well sloped, so we are talking here more like 130mm, which is actually not that bad and will bounce shots when angled well, especially from lights and mediums. But let's be realistic here. It might be one of the best armor values in its tier, but heavy tanks as low as Tier 5 will be able to penetrate it often. This is also the reason why the T29 is no designated brawler. While it can do it, especially when using the terrain effectively, enemies who know their stuff will just rush you after you fired, and there is not much you can do about it. But that's not a problem, as if you get your squishy body hull down, all they can spot is your monster of a turret. This baby is more or less impenetrable from the front with 279mm of protection. You can shoot the commander's hatch on top of it if you have nothing else to shoot at, but that is a small, well-rounded and very well-armored target as well. At the same time, you should definitely keep on moving when you are facing someone down. Don't make it easy for them to aim at it. They will keep missing and bouncing a lot this way. The side of the turret is 127mm thick, and even the rear has 101mm of armor, making this a really well-protected turret. This is definitely the feature of the tank that you have to adjust your playstyle around. If you manage to go constantly hull down and aim your shots well, you will have a lot of success with it, guaranteed. Regarding mobility, all its values are alright, even if average. Top speed is kept at 35 km per hour, which is not bad for a heavy tank. Hull traverse at 25 degrees per second and turret traverse at 26 degrees per second are somewhat slow, but considered average in its tier. On the other hand, both view range at 380 meters and signal range of 745 meters are excellent and the top of their tier, giving you a fair chance to fire the first shot. Equipment-wise, I suggest naturally gun rammer, vertical stabilizer and vents. I use this setup and have been very satisfied with it so long. As for crew skills, I would suggest Sixth Sense and Repair first. This will help you avoid being a sitting duck for too long in the open once you used up your repair kit. Next I did go for Repair on the Commander, Snapshot, Off-road Driving, Situational Awareness and Safe Stowage. Apart from off-road driving, you could definitely also go for clutch braking. For the third set of skills, I will work on Brothers in Arms to squeeze out even the last ounce of potential from this already great machine. But that's enough praise from me, let the gameplays speak for themselves. Alright, so we are in South Coast in a Tier 9 top match, although in both games only the artillery is Tier 9, so it's actually a Tier 8 game. We are starting from the northern spawning point and I decide to go up on between the hills here. I don't go to the town, but instead I will peek out down to the city and up on the snipers on the ridge. That was a hell of a shot from our artillery player. Must hurt. T29 spotting for us. We have to be careful here. It's pretty much guaranteed that, oh, there we go, that there will be snipers up on top of that hill. And I have to admit, I will get a little bit careless. But for the moment, let's give a bit of a surprise for these guys chasing down the light. Welcome. And both shots, they just ding us. This protection is excellent. Again, only damage the tracks. Try to keep it angled at all times, keep on moving. Okay, T44 is a gunner. We still have to deal with the A44 before we can move on. Unfortunately, in the meantime, we start to take fire. Ooh, that was a really stupid idea. I switched to auto aim to allow shots on the move, because unfortunately I have to admit I'm not really good at doing both of them at the same time. But it's almost always better to just go for a correct aim. And we're starting to take a bit too much fire for comfort from above. And doing stupid shots like this don't help. Okay, it's really time to reverse back into cover. It's definitely a mistake I did here. Being out there far too long, allowing shots from the side and from above. So, wait a bit. Trying to disappear from the radar. Whoops, spotted again. Okay then. The T29 has to die. I decide to charge forward going back. I would still not be protected from him, so I try to get under his gun depression. And this is a very dangerous situation. He can easily get around me and kill me. Missing that shot was a big mistake. Luckily, T34... oh no, actually the T44 saved my ass. So now, pretty much a one-shot kill for anybody left from the enemy team, so I have to be really careful here. Okay, so enough mistakes were done. Let's try to get ourselves back together. So I decided to head up here and help out T44 fend off this attacker. Meantime, it seems T29 is thinking about coming up to support. Slowly climb up. Oh, such a badly placed shot. can't blame everything on the inaccuracy of the gun. Gun will actually perform most of the time if you don't mess it up. Okay, it's time to make an end. There we go, and T29 is almost up, so I don't want to go face to face against it, especially as he is in a much better position than I am, even though I have the high ground. So slowly reverse back, but T29 is already taking a lot of fire, so probably I won't make it back in time. The scores are quite even throughout the game, but enemy team is much more spread out, so they don't really have the chance to work together, which is good for us. Okay, so T29 is gone, but that's okay. There is a T34 up ahead, which you can go after. T34 is of course the premium tank, which is pretty much a T29 or a T32 on steroids. It has a great gun, it has an excellent turret, but it has the same shitty hull, at least for our guns, so just forget about shooting at the turret, it's not worth it. If you aim for the lower bases and the sides, you can chew this guy up, no problems whatsoever. Okay, he decides to go for it, and we have no objections. That lower part, and nailed him. Comet is trying to come up here as well. Ooh, he's making a run for it. Excellent. 5 kills. Not a bad way to finish the game. So that was South Coast in a T29, earning us an Ace Tanker badge and Steel Wall. You did see how many mistakes I made in that game, and yet we did manage to score almost 3000 damage and 5 kills in a T-raid game and survive the battle. We got our hands on over 49,500 credits with a premium account and 1340 base XP. We were the first from both teams in terms of kills and XP earned, and finished a close second by damage done. From the 14 shots fired, only 10 hit the target, which is partially due to my mistakes, but at least we have a 100% penetration ratio on the scored hits. Also, our armor proved its worth in this game by blocking 9 out of 14 hits received, effectively negating almost 2000 damage. It's easy to have good games in the T29, but quite tricky to get Ace Tanker because so many great players are running it, so I was very happy when I got this match. Okay, so this time we are in a standard battle on the Steps map, and we are top dog in our tier 7 top game. So naturally we will go for the heavy tank brawling spot around the hills, and we'll try to assume their hull down position. And unfortunately we can see this right from the beginning. This team is just absolutely beyond any hope. IS charging ahead on top, scouting for us, and Tiger 1 sniping from the ridge. Hey, didn't you hear from the famous sniping tigers? It's a specialty of the tank. That IS is just absolutely bonkers. Don't know what he was trying to achieve, but he's making sure that he can go home early. Oh, congratulations, he nailed an M5 Stuart. And now the whole enemy team is facing on them. Okay, first shot, Tiger 1. Is completely oblivious to the fact that we are perfectly aimed at his side. And we don't advance, we expect more of the enemy team to show up. Oops, there we go. Su-85. That must hurt. Okay, reverse back. There is no reason to stay in one place. Okay, and we finish him. So now it's time to move ahead and see more of the enemy. Fortunately, it seems they are trying to flank the base from the other side. So we have to make quick work of these guys. Will he do it again? Of course he does. Perfectly. Just rolling in front of us, showing us his nice and squishy sides. Takes one shot, time to finish him off. Nice. Oops, enemy T29. Peering. We have to be careful with this guy, because he's trying to get hold on, but he doesn't get it right. Fortunately, our gun trolls us at this moment. And let's see if he makes a mistake again. Okay, not a good hold on position. We have shots, and we managed to hit below his turret, which is definitely what we have to go for. Okay, change the positions. That was unfortunate. And we make a mistake here as well, by the way. We should angle the other way around. Oh, he reverses back too much and reveals his soft backside of the tank, and oh my god, we are completely overrun. So it's time to go back. Luckily, with 35 km/h top speed, T29 is capable of going back to defend if required, and this is definitely a case like that. So we're already almost at 1600 damage. It will be more than that. We have to get back, otherwise this will be a really short and painful match. But first, we have to take care of this enemy scout. Unfortunately, we placed the shot perfectly in his tracks, which is not ideal. Okay, second shot, this is much better. And this is stupid. I was really in a rush to get back to base, but just going straight to this tank, who can penetrate me with every single shot, is just stupid. I'm taking too much damage for nothing. Could have easily managed to kill him without taking so much damage, and the others are thankfully able to reset the cap a little bit. Almost there. Hold up, guys, and they are doing a good job of resetting the camp. No? Won't take a shot from here. And the enemy light tank just reporting me for being an aimbot. Oh my god, it's hilarious. Yeah, it's a mystery. How could a tier 7 heavy tank destroy a tier 6 light tank? It must be a bot. Oops, flanking enemy tank. He goes back to cover, so I take another shot. Oh, that IS seems like a juicy target, and again, tracks. You see, shot went wide. It's not a really accurate gun. It's a great gun, but it won't always do as you want it to. Here I'm switching to APCR, and of course, first shot, no damage. I always carry around 5 rounds of APCR, and you see we are still bouncing shots. And I switched here because I really want every shot to matter, because we are overwhelmed here quite a bit. But even APCR will bounce, and you don't need APCR for this. What the hell are you doing? Well, if he allows, we will take it gladly. I even feel sorry for loading APCR at this stage. Ooh, that hurt. Okay, so Tiger almost dead, IS almost dead. You know those games where you are the only one left in your team and you carry the game for a win? Well, this is not one of those games. Lucky shot. Unfortunately, I was getting a bit too careless and lost too much health by making mistakes earlier on. So that's unfortunate. That could have been a win. You see, there is still so much potential in this machine. But even with mistakes, 3400 damage. It's not bad. We will get them next time. So that was steps this time. While the game was a loss, I wanted to show you the amount of carnage you can inflict on your enemies. I think overall we did well, but we could have done even better. That's a feeling that you will have a lot, as this machine can carry games hard, especially when it's top tier. But it's hard to complain with over 3400 damage done, 5 kills and a high caliber badge. Despite its being a loss, we did earn 49,000 credits with a premium account and received just over 800 base XP. Now, we were using our APCR stock in this game, so it's only thanks to the premium account that this not was a financial loss. APCR is expensive at 2,800 credits per round, so it's best to use it only situationally. Overall, we did come first in terms of damage done and also in kills, and being third by XP earned while on the losing team is quite hilarious as well. We fired a whopping 20 shots in this game and managed to get a 90% hit ratio with 18 hits. However, only 13 of those actually penetrated as well. This was part my botched aiming and part the inaccuracy of the gun. Although we only did manage to block 4 out of the 11 shots fired, that still means that we mitigated a total of 1240 damage, allowing us to inflict more damage of our own. I just love this tank. So that's it for my T29 review. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you are looking for some hold down positions on some of the maps, check out the new map guides on my channel, or just click the link on the screen. Next up we will have some T14 premium heavy tank action, so do subscribe if you would like to tune in for that. Thanks for watching guys, and I hope to see you again soon in one of the next videos.